Hello, dear students. In this video, we are going to talk about language acquisition in human beings. That is, how human beings acquire language and how language passes from one generation to another. How human children acquire language. That is what we are going to learn in this video. In 1957, with publication of Noam Chomsky's Syntactic Structures, language studies entered the psychobiological stage. And as you can see in the quote here, given by Noam Chomsky in Language and Mind, when we study human language, we are approaching what some might call the human essence, the distinctive qualities of mind that are, so far as we know, unique to man. We have already studied in the previous unit about the design features of language. What are the common features in human language? Now in this unit we will study how human being language, how children figure out complex rules of grammar just from hearing or seeing in the case of sign languages, from language around them. Evidences suggest that language acquisition proceeds in the same stages over the same period across languages. So it is something that is again common to human species. Noam Chomsky was first to argue that first language acquisition in human infants proceeds the way it does because we are cognitively predisposed to acquire language. He observed that the input available to children, the language they hear around them, that's the input, does not provide enough information alone for the child to learn the complex set of grammatical rules needed to produce and understand a language. Much research in the field of first language acquisition supports this poverty of the stimulus argument that children do not receive enough data to acquire language simply from what they hear spoken around them. But still, by the time a normal human child is 4 to 5 years of age, she acquires the complicated grammatical system of the language to which he or she is exposed. And that can be any language. You put any human child with normal cognitive abilities and who is normal in terms of speech and hearing, you will see that the child will acquire any language to which the child is exposed, irrespective of whether the parents of that child speak that language or not, whether they belong to the same community or not, or whether the child is staying with the parents or not, or whosoever is the caregiver. It doesn't matter. What matters is that the child should be in the linguistic environment. That is, a human language should be present in the environment where child is being raised. And if human language, any human language is present in the environment where child is being raised, the child will acquire that language naturally. So a Hindi speaking child, if exposed to Chinese as a child since birth, the child is going to acquire Chinese as his or her first language and not Hindi, because the child is exposed to Chinese or to Japanese or to French, or say a Hindi speaking child is exposed to Malayalam, the child will acquire Malayalam and not Hindi as first language, because the environment in which child is being raised has Malayalam as the language. So whatever the input is, the child acquires that language because the child acquires the grammatical system of that language to which the child is exposed. And it can be any human language on earth. So any human child is capable of acquiring any human language on earth if that child is exposed to that language in early childhood or infancy. Now the question arises that before the nativist approach to first language acquisition, which states that first language acquisition has a strong biological basis, what were the theories or what were the early theories of language acquisition? So to answer that, the early theories of language acquisition were heavily influenced by behaviorism, a school of psychology prevalent in the 1950s. As the name implies, behaviorism focused on people's directly observable behaviors rather than on the mental systems underlying these behaviors. Language was viewed as a kind of verbal behavior, and it was proposed that children learn language through imitation, reinforcement, analogy, and similar processes. On this view, the adult input and feedback to the child was paramount. B.F. Skinner, one of the founders of behaviorist psychology, proposed a model of language acquisition in his book, Verbal Behavior, in 1957. 2 years later, in a devastating reply to Skinner's verbal behavior, Noam Chomsky published a review of verbal behavior in 1959, where he showed that language is a complex cognitive system that could not be acquired by the behaviorist principles. Our poverty of stimulus argument comes here. As we all know, that children do not receive any particular training or reinforcement from the adults. And also, when it comes to imitation, children do not learn from imitation. As you can see from the example given here, the child is repeatedly saying, "My teacher holded the baby rabbits and we patted them," whereas the adult is trying to correct the child by giving the right past tense for hold, that is held in English. But the child keeps repeating, "Hold it. She holded the baby rabbits and we patted them." The adult is again asking, "Did you say she held them tightly?" The child is replying, "No, she holded them loosely." That is just to show that the child has yet not acquired the rule that hold is an exception when it comes to the past tense. And the past tense of hold is held and not holded. The child is applying on hold the same rule that the child learned about the or acquired about the English past tenses. So if fold becomes folded, then for the child hold becomes holded. The child is yet to realize that hold is an exception, so it is hold and held, not holded. I hope you remember the exercise on English past tenses that we did in the class, and why we have different past tenses in English for different word endings. Another important fact to remember about child language acquisition or first language acquisition is that many scholars believe that there is a biologically programmed sensitive period, or it is also called critical period, during which young children can most readily acquire their first language successfully. Our biological preparation for language also entails a long period for mental and social development, during which babies and young children are dependent on their caregivers. So, child language acquisition is not just a biological or cognitive process, it is also a social process, it also has social foundations. Children have universal mental and social capacities that enable them to learn language from the speech that they hear from their caregivers. The socialization process of the child also starts with the interactions of the child with the caregiver of the child. And by these interactions, for the first time, the children learn the social behavior of language, or how language functions in the society, and what are the nuances of language usage in different contexts of the society. You can see here the milestones associated with early communication and language development in children. Here in this column, you can see the age, and here you can see the developmental milestones. For example, while the child is still in the mother's womb, in utero, the perception of low frequency properties of voices, that is rhythm and pitch, for example, these start. From 0 to 2 months, perception of phonetic distinctions between sounds, for example, pa versus ba, this starts. At this stage, around 2 months of age, the baby starts cooing. Cooing is different from crying. There is a great variation in the types of sounds made. and the baby gradually will use less amount of crying to communicate and more different kinds of noises, that are not crying. For example, sounds like ooh or ah or some other sounds. And the baby also starts to respond to your smiles and your other changes in the tone or your words, and not just by crying. The cooing stage is important as this is the time when the baby starts to develop control of the muscles needed for talking. By the time the baby is 3 months old, there will be mutual gazes, simultaneous or alternating vocalizations with the caregiver, social games like peekaboo, and such other interactions. By the time the baby is 4 months, joint attention to objects. The baby will start following caregiver's gaze and pointing. By the time the baby is 6 to 10 months, the baby starts to babble. At the babbling stage, they make single sounds initially, or they might repeat some sounds such as da, da, ga, ga, ma, ma, ba, ba, and it is always in CV, CV pattern, that is consonant vowel pattern. At times, the babbling sequence can have a vowel mm, as the initial sound. For example, a baby can say e ga ga, e ba ba, a ba ba, and so on. By the time the baby is 8 to 12 months, the baby starts to use communicative gestures, that is, pointing at objects. By the time the baby is around 10 to 14 months, the babbling that the baby is doing is no more reduplicated. That is, it doesn't necessarily will have CV structures. It can be as given in the example, ba, di, da, or something like that. And production of stop consonants, nasals, and glottal fricative like ha starts. And by the time the baby is 1 year old, that is 12 months, the baby is able to use same string of sounds to mean the same thing. That is, using gesture plus sound combinations with consistent communicative functions. That means that as young as 1 year old child, a human baby understands, not only understands that words have meaning, but is also capable of using same string of sounds to mean the same objects. And now comes from here comes the first word stage. That is, the baby is consistently using the same string of sounds or same sound combinations to mean the same object or the same thing. Then, and from here, the one word turns in conversational exchanges with the caregiver. Another important milestone comes at around the age of 18 months when the baby is able to combine two words, and baby approximately has 50-word vocabulary. By the time the baby is 2.5 years old, the baby is capable of producing telegraphic sentences using the content words and omitting the function words or the closed class words, that is copula, or for example conjunctions or articles. For example, if the baby has to say daddy is here, the baby will say daddy here. And these sentences can be 2 to 4 word long. Or mommy go by. Telegraphic speech is seen developmentally when a child moves beyond the 2 word relational stage of language development and begins to express longer 3 word sentences using a finite set of grammatical categories such as nouns, verbs, and adjectives. By the time the child is 4 to 5 years of age, the child has acquired the finite set of rules that the child has to acquire through natural process of language acquisition, and is capable of producing infinite number of sentences from those finite set of rules. So the process of first language acquisition is over.